Welcome to an overview of Chemistry 1 course syllabus, Lee Summit High School, Mrs. Peachy and Mr. McKinney. First thing you're going to notice is you have a link to both of our emails and also the voicemail number to call us if you need to leave us a voicemail. I will not be going over every detail in this course syllabus, but it is expected that you have read it thoroughly and understand what is expected of you. Course descriptions and prerequisites. Essential standards, sort of the big ticket items, the overarching pieces that we will cover in this course. Classroom expectations. It is extremely important that you understand what's expected of you to be successful in the class. The most important thing is to have grace and be patient, and even more important than that is to communicate. If you begin to struggle, reach out to Mr. McKinney or myself. We are very willing to help you. We want you to succeed. I want you to learn in this class. I'm here to help. You just have to be able and willing to reach out for that help. My educational philosophy. Materials needed for this course. This will change slightly depending if we're in hybrid or virtual. But either way, what's the most important, whether we're doing hybrid or virtual, is that you have a charged Chromebook, some method of taking notes and practicing, and a scientific calculator. Please note that when in person, your cell phones cannot be used as a calculator or your Chromebooks in most instances. And on most assessments, your graphing calculators will not be allowed. You'll have to trade me for a scientific calculator. Use of electronic devices. This will be a hard, steadfast rule when we're in class. You will not be allowed to have out your Chromebooks or cell phones or any other electronic devices unless you were given permission each and every time. However, I realize that I cannot monitor that when we are virtual. But please know that when that phone vibrates or rings or something dings on it, you are distracted. You are pulled away from the input that's coming your way about the course. That's an opportunity for you to lose just a small piece of information that could have been the most important piece of information for you to grasp the concept. So please try your best to put your cell phones over and to the side and keep them face down and leave them over there until we're through the lesson. You will have greater success if you can keep those things put aside. Additional technology we'll use, Schoology, of course, Edpuzzle. You'll need an Edpuzzle account connected to your account that's connected to your school account. Of course, you're going to be checking email and then Google Drive. How do you access your assignments? We're going to talk about this a little bit more in a future video, but for the most part, each and every day, you need to check the daily agenda and the ongoing updates and daily announcements. Those will be connected in your Schoology page, and also there will be a way to get to those in your Google Drive. Turning in assignments. All work is due on the due date. No late work will be accepted or scored. Not having your Chromebook will be treated, or charge will be treated as not having your assignment. Due dates. Due dates will be communicated via the daily agenda or Schoology during the administration of the assignment. Electronic submissions. If something is due electronically, it's due by 11:59 p.m. on the due date unless otherwise stated. If you're going to turn something in as a paper or hard copy when we're in the building, you'll want to turn it into the Chem 1 basket. If you're absent, it's your responsibility to take care of any missing work. Check with Mr. McKinney, check with myself. Always check the daily agenda and ongoing updates. That might be the quickest way for you to get caught up. Reach out to a classmate for help figuring out what you need to do to get caught up. If you are behind or need to make something up and we're in person, and we're coming to school, you can come after school on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays from 2:30 to 3:30. And if we're in person or if we're virtual, you can get on virtual office hours on Wednesdays between 10 and 12, and you can sign up to also get help from 12:30 to 3. Make sure you take good notes. Learning activities are sort of the practice like you would do for a concert or you would do for a sporting event, a game you have, or a play that you're going to. Learning activities are those kinds of things. That's all the practice you put in until the grand finale, so to speak. Your grand finale are your tests and your quizzes. Homework, learning activities, are going to be things like homework and classwork. If we get to do any wet labs mean labs that we're doing in person, then we'll follow these guidelines. I'm hoping we get to do some of those. Assessments will be formative assessments and quizzes if they're graded. Sometimes I'll grade formative assessments, sometimes I won't. But formative assessments and quizzes would fall underneath the assessment category. A summative assessment is that big unit test. Retake policy. Our retake policy as follows. Ultimately, we want, Mr. McKinney and I want you to learn the skills and the pieces of this unit. Remember, we're here if you need help. Reach out, reach out, reach out, communicate, communicate, communicate. Here's the retake policy, however. On any formative assessment that is scored or quiz that is scored, you may retake it up to an additional 2 times. So that's a total of 3 times if you can take care of that before the end of unit assessment or our deadline. There may be additional work or practice required to be able to retake. You may retake every single one of your summative assessments with the following guidelines in place. And you can only retake each summative assessment 1 time, so a total of 2. So here's how this works. If you are going to retake a unit test or a summative assessment and you score higher, we will give you the full score. If you retake a test and you score lower, we will average the 2 scores. But in order to do the retake period, you must do the following pieces. You must attend 2 tutoring sessions, when possible in person is preferred. Complete test corrections during the first tutoring session. Have all of your notes completed, so filled out, ready to go. Complete additional practice if we feel necessary. Have all required assignments completed. Late work points will be earned once retake has occurred. So, if you want to turn an assignment in late, not absent, but late, you will have to go through the retake policy to do so. Once you've done the retake, then those points will be earned to you, either full credit or partial credit, depending on the situation. Complete study guide for the unit. If there's a study guide, you also have to complete that. You will do some kind of research or resource project in this course. You will have a semester final that will cover the entire semester. Here are some study expectations that I highly recommend. Your grade will break down as follows. Remember that you have A1, A2 category in your gradebook, in the gradebook PowerSchool, and you'll have a Z1 or an E1 depending on how we categorize it each year. Same thing though. So your classwork is 90% of your grade and your final is 10%. So of the 90% of your grade, 50% of that 90% will be assessments and projects, and 50% of that 90% will be learning activities. And then 10% of your grade will be from your final exam. Some suggestions on how to earn mastery, and a link if you would like to do Parent Connect if you want to sign up for PowerSchool if your parents have not done that. How do you get a hold of me? You can email me, you can leave me a voicemail. Please know that my plan period is first hour, which will vary depending on the school schedule. So check the school schedule if you do not know what that is.